Everything that we know about this whole Diddy case and the federal indictment against him is just the tip of the iceberg, and this whole thing is about to explode.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world.
For anybody who doesn't know, Sean Diddy Combs is already sitting in jail awaiting trial on charges brought by the feds that could get him 2 life sentences in federal penitentiaries.
And victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us, people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs.
3,200 people. Now I want you to think about this. Even if all of them weren't actual victims of Combs, how many do you think are? And how many do you think they could actually have proof enough to be able to go forward and represent them in this case?
After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs.
Now, this is just a civil case, so why is this important if he's already locked up facing charges with the feds? Because one of his main charges that he's facing the most time on is human trafficking, and one of the key elements that you have to be able to prove in a federal case for that is coercion, but only if the victims are adults. If the victims are minors, you do not have to prove any coercion at all whatsoever. And 25 of these 120 people that came forward claim that they were minors at the time, the youngest of which being 9 years old.
As well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases.
Now, this is going to be where you're really going to need to buckle up, because when these names start coming out of these other people that were involved, big things are going to start happening. A lot of the people who are going to be implicated with Combs are going to be politicians, celebrities, even the British royal family.
We also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. And you should also know a few of them have already been spoken to by the FBI.
That part right there, that was my favorite part. Did you hear what he said? He said that they're going to be making these victims available to the FBI, and that some of them have already spoken to the FBI. And if you didn't know, this whole case put against Combs was brought because of the lawsuits that have come out against Combs, and the way that they laid out all of this. This is definitely going to lead to more arrests. It's going to lead to more cases. This case is going to be blowing the top off of Hollywood, people in Washington, people everywhere. We're about to jump right into the deep one with this one, so let's go!
Today of sexual assault and exploitation by Combs. For the first time, we are hearing about victims who say they were minors when they were allegedly assaulted by the music star. The youngest allegedly just 9 years old.
Now, like I said, the introduction of minors into this whole case is one of the most damning parts of this entire scenario. And I'm going to explain exactly why, because the human trafficking charge that he's facing is absolutely one of the harshest penalty carrying charges that Diddy is up against right now. And so far, with that charge has all been people that were of age at the time of the assaults. But if you introduce minors, you don't need to be able to prove coercion. It goes from, well, they knew what they were in for. Those people went to those parties. They knew what happened there. And you having to be able to prove that they were coerced or forced into it, to with minors, all you have to prove is that it's likely that it happened. And as the attorney stated, a lot of these victims are already working with the FBI, giving their victim statements, letting them know whatever evidence they have. So where the feds go from there is a superseding federal indictment. That just means that they tack on more information to the indictment that they already put forward, and bam! Diddy is looking at a slam dunk case against him in the feds, who already have a 98.2% conviction rate. Now we need to talk about the allegations from the 9-year-old boy and what he was put through, and to be honest with you, I hate everything about this. So the report about the 9-year-old boy claims that he was taken by his parents to an audition for Bad Boy Records trying to get a record deal, and that there were multiple other little boys there. He was taken away and isolated from the rest of the group by Diddy and told that he needed to perform oral to get the record deal, which he did. After he was done, he was never contacted again about any record deal. This 9-year-old boy was used, abused, assaulted, and then discarded. Multiple reports from multiple other minors claimed that they were taken places and that they were drugged and then passed around by other men while other men in the room stood there and watched what was happening to them. And I'm just going to say this right now. I don't care if you were an active participant or if you were at the very back of the room drinking a 7-Up. All of these men need to be caught. They need to be charged. They need to be put into federal prison, and they need to never see the light of day again. Now, I do understand that when it comes to these types of cases where there is potentially huge money involved, there's a tendency for a lot of people to try to jump on a bandwagon and try to get that bag, even if nothing ever happened to them. Look, there were 3,200 calls, but this lawyer has only taken on 120 of these people, and it's reported that at least 50 of these people actually filed police reports. A lot of those people were tested for drugs when they went in to file those police reports because they claimed that they had been drugged, and a lot of them had drugs in their system that were all consistent with each other, the same drugs that Diddy has been caught with. Another thing that lends a lot of credibility to what is going on with this lawsuit, this 120-person massive lawsuit, is that a lot of these victims are working with the FBI. But even with that, let's look at this attorney. Let's see what this attorney's credibility looks like. Is this dude just some like Better Call Saul type of dude working out of a closet? Or is this dude the real deal? Let's get into that.
So the individual that you see on the screen right now, that is an attorney based out of Houston, Texas, and his name is Tony Busby. He's been a part of some very well-known litigation over the years involving a BP oil spill, even involving the Astroworld Music Festival crisis where some individuals were killed during a stampede. So he has made headlines before.
So Busby, he is absolutely no joke. He is a high-rated Texas attorney who has taken on serious cases, and he's whooped they ass in court, baby. Now we're going to get into some of the more shocking stuff here, because it isn't just Diddy that this lawsuit is going to be exposing, and I want y'all to hear exactly what this dude had to say.
He also said today that it's not just Combs that will be named as a defendant, that there will be other high-profile individuals, some household names. He says, quote, many powerful people, there are many dirty secrets.
Names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are.
Now, I'm just going to put this out here right now. I like this lawyer. I really like this lawyer. And he has said that as soon as later this week, we could be getting more of these cases that are going to be filed. And as soon as they're filed, they will be revealing everything. This is not one of those cases like Epstein where they're going to be hiding lists and hiding names and protecting people. He is going to expose everyone that he possibly can as long as the evidence is there against them so that, he doesn't get sued himself for saying the wrong shit. They are also still investigating and vetting all of these calls that they have from victims, and he is expected to be adding more victims and also more perpetrators to these lists and more cases that are going to be filed here in the future. So for right now, it looks like Diddy is beyond fucked. And I don't know about y'all, but that warms my little black heart right there. So I will keep you guys up to date as soon as we get more updates on this. Thank you again for riding out with us. And until the next one love, baby. Be good or be good at it.